So anyway, like I say, there are some major players in the world and all that other stuff. And Mr. Brown thought he was a player. Anyway, Mr. Brown thought he was a big man. He ended up doing like 20 years in prison. Um, like I say, I kicked him out of Warsaw, and the Irishman came to me about this guy, pretty much, which was Mr. Brown. I like to hand out his shit after he, like I said, he would eat the opium, and then he would shit it out on trays. Oh yeah, it feels good. Anyway, he would just be over there. And he would have his little Bo Peeps or Billy Bo Bobs or whatever. He had these little black boys, like, ah, I hated him. I hated him. We had film of him too, and there were the little boys, just all spread-legged, just shitting on trays, and then they would leave it out in the sun, and they would bake and dry. Anyway, that's how they handed out the opium out there. I don't know, Warsaw or someplace. I don't know. I don't know where it was, but then he would feed it to his workers, dried shit. And he would make money somehow. Sometimes he'd add a little corn in there, and he would talk about it. He'd like sometimes me and boys would add a little corn, so I'd get a little extra. The Irishmen love to make fun of this asshole. I mean, this piece of shit. I mean, they were in the bar going, sometimes I add a little corn. Because they wouldn't found him. Because he was like a big man. He was strutting around, and the Irishman came along, and they saw this, all of it, and it just kind of rubbed them the wrong way too. Like I say, I love Irish. I love Ireland. Like after I found out what happened and how it went down, I was like, I love you. I'm gonna give you a raise. I was like, I'm gonna give you a raise. They were worried because they're like, you're not gonna put me in jail or nothing, are you? And I was like, jail? No, my friend. No. Thank you so much. I did not know. I did not know at all about that. So yeah, I gave him a raise, and I gave him and then I gave him guns or something like that. I gave him swords or guns or something sharp. I was like, you're gonna need to defend yourself because he's gonna be back. He always comes back. And Mr. Brown had actually taken down a few of the other people too. Like he used his little Billy Bo Bobs, his little, I forget what he had a name for them. Yeah, he had a name for them. These little bald African poor little children, basically. And he would be like, yeah, I'm taking care of the children. And oh, God. I just love hearing the Irishman make fun of this guy because, he's just one of those people you just go and just twist the knife and just forget about it because, and he was a problem. He actually killed he killed a lot of people. Let's put it that way. Anyway, though, my Irishman came to me, and I was like, yeah. So I gave him some weapons. I think I gave him some guns and some machine guns and some other stuff in Warsaw and around in there. Like I say, me and the Irishman, we used to roll pretty deep with guns and stuff. Like I was like, yeah. Because you can trust an Irishman. You really can. Like they're great people. They're really great people. So. They just wanted to live like everybody else and just wanted to have a town and just wanted to have a good life. They didn't want nothing more than that, so I was like, yeah. So we, Lucifer White Star Lines, I got to know them really well. And so, I mean, I owned the trains and I owned the ships and I owned aircraft too. So I was, I was more than happy to give them weapons and stuff and trust them. in Warsaw and some other places. Eventually, Mr. Brown became a big problem. I think he went down to Africa or something and rounded up some more of his little. Oof, God. Some people, it's like jail. Jail won't solve nothing. you know, you want to just put him in jail. You should hang him. It's like, yeah, Mr. Brown. Yes, I should have hung. I should have hung that guy. And just shot him. They only broke his ribs though, and stuff like that, and did some other stuff. On like the third time, he tortured he tortured the Irishman. He tortured like 3 or 4 Irishmen really good, and because he thought he was like this big man and would snap his fingers, and he had all this silver. He had all this silver all over his cane and all over him, and he was like this big shot. Owned a car company, but didn't really own a car company. He's just another liar, and he was a problem. So I had the Irishman take care of him, and then I gave him a lot of money for it because he was a problem. Anyway, he ran around with a bunch of other people, they just had knives and stuff, and they didn't really have much. So like we didn't really kill them that much. We just they just kind of pushed them off to the side and put quite a few of them died. It was a good battle. And he came back like 5 or 6 times and kept on trying to make runs at the town and stuff like that with his little black boys. And eventually I think they killed most of them off and eventually just put him in jail for like 30 years or 20 years or something like that until he was old enough that they could let him out. And then he was just right back at it. So, anyway, so yeah, I knew him in Warsaw and some other places. He ran around Warsaw and a few of the other towns. And realistically, he had just killed quite a few people, and then killed some more people and ran off with their drugs, pretty much, from the opium country and stuff. Anyway, though, yeah, so they came in they contacted me about the problems, and I helped the Irishman, and so me and Mr. Brown, and that's what kind of like started the whole black versus white war because I was White Star, Lucifer White Star, shipping, transportation, mining, aircraft, and Little Boy Brown was basically, or Little Boy, he later on changed his name to Black or something like that. Anyway, yeah. So basically they were eating the opium and shitting it out and adding a little bit of corn in it and stuff, and then feeding it to his workers. And that's what he called food. And they had film of it too, so yeah. So yeah, I told them to take care of it and get rid of it, and basically, we would sell opium for money, or work. It's like you don't have to do that to get food. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that's what happened in Warsaw and around in there, and some of the other places is we bumped into Little Boy Brown or whatever. He had opium and stuff and would sell it, and well, I wouldn't say sell it. He would feed it to people. So and he would tell them to cook it in a pot and kind of soften it up a little bit because it could be a little hard. Oh my god! Oh, I don't know if it's edible. I'm serious, there's film of it. Anyway, they had to film it because they're like, nobody will believe us. Nobody's ever going to believe us. I believe you. I believe them. Because, yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Like I said, there's a picture of it too, a little bit of corn in it and everything. Oh my god. Kind of colored it. Yeah. Anyway, there's film. We put it on TV too, and he hated me for that too because I ruined his good name, and all that. It's like, well, yes. So anyway, I ordered all that, so that's why he was so mad about me and why we started a war. Apparently, that started a war. I didn't know. I didn't realize it would get that serious, but yeah. So it became black versus white, and Lucifer White Star does not fail like that. So anyway, it's America and Ireland and Germany and Italy. So You know, it was all of us. Anyway, and, versus that. So.